Frog promised himself that tomorrow would be different. He even set 5 alarms, placed his phone across the room, and whispered before bed, "Tomorrow I'll rise early and rule the pond." Yet, when the sun peeked over the reeds, Frog was still tangled in his blanket, fighting it like a swamp monster. His eyes half closed, his brain felt like soggy moss. That's when he realized something important. Mornings don't begin in the morning. They begin the night before. Evening is the charging pond for the mind. If Frog spends it binge-watching swamp dramas and snacking on flies until 2 a.m., he wakes up at 20%. But when he spends it right, calm, slow, intentional, he wakes like a full battery frog, ready to leap straight into the day. At night, Frog's brain works like a pond filter. Whatever flows in before sleep sets the tone for tomorrow. Chaos in, cloudy water. Peace in, clear reflections. The chemicals in his little amphibian head, like dopamine and cortisol, reset while he sleeps. If he floods his brain with stimulation, notifications, and noise, that chaos hardwires itself in. But when he feeds it stillness, gentle music, or quiet reading, the next day feels like gliding across smooth water instead of wading through mud. So Frog decided to rebuild his nights from scratch. He didn't want to keep relying on willpower because willpower, he learned, melts faster than sunlight on a wet leaf. He needed signals, triggers that told his brain, it's time to slow down. First came the light. Every evening at 9, the lamps in his room shifted to a warm, soft glow, not the bright blue light that tricks the brain into thinking it's still noon. The red-gold color felt like sunset over the pond, reminding him it was time to wind down. Next, he made himself a rule: no screens 1 hour before sleep. The phone went into a drawer, face down, far away. At first, Frog cheated. He told himself he was just checking one message, then another, then 40. But after a few nights, he noticed how peaceful the pond felt without the glow of his tiny rectangle. The silence wasn't empty, it was healing. Then came the cleanup. Before he even got sleepy, he washed his face, brushed his little frog teeth, and changed into his soft sleeping hoodie. He used to wait until he was half asleep, then grumble through cold water, splashing his face at midnight. Now he did it early, a signal to his body that bedtime had officially begun. Then he opened his notebook. His brain was always buzzing with reminders, regrets, wild ideas about starting a bug delivery business at 2 a.m. He wrote everything down. 3 things that went well today, 3 lessons learned, and 1 thing he could do better. Once the thoughts were out, the noise stopped. His mind was quiet like the pond after rain. Then Frog planned just 1 important task for tomorrow. Not 10, not a whole lily list, just 1 main leap. The single thing that, once done, would make the day feel like a win. Finally, he brewed his nightly potion. Chamomile tea with a drop of honey. No caffeine, no chaos, just warm, calm vibes. Sometimes he read a few pages of a good book, stories, science, or something inspiring. And when the words started to blur, he didn't fight it. That was his cue. Sleep was calling. Before hopping into bed, Frog did a short stretch and took a few deep breaths. He set the room cool. Not freezing, not hot, just comfortable. He tidied his space, clearing away the day's clutter, because messy pond, messy mind. And when everything was in order, he placed a glass of water beside the bed, a gift for his future self, the morning frog who'd wake up thirsty, but ready.
Now, when the sun rises, Frog doesn't battle his blanket. He wakes up refreshed, stretches his arms wide, and takes a calm sip of water. The world feels sharp, clear, alive. And it all began the night before. So maybe that's the real secret. Not some miracle morning routine, but a peaceful night one. Tomorrow starts tonight.
Like this tale? Tap the lily pad. It keeps the flies coming.